Hello my dear followers and friends of Flexyart, the world of contortion and flexibility. Welcome to a brand new episode of teaching deeper flexibility and entering the beautiful world of contortion. In this issue, I show you in all details how careful and safety-oriented I work with my great contortion student Coco on her tremendous straddle oversplits. So have fun with the show, open your mind and be always ready for new inspirations. Hello my dear friends, this is Frederick, the contortion coach. In all these videos you can see, and for the first time we do something which I would say is a little premiere, because I will do a live running commentary on one of my new videos. The reason is that so many people ask me for tell a bit more about how you do it, why you do it, give a little bit more tips and secrets of the training. So I decided, okay, why not doing it in a live running commentary? Today I will show you a little bit how I work on straddle oversplits with one of my great students. It's Coco from Switzerland. And she's really good in it, but she wants to have them a little deeper. And you see here the typical beginning. We are laying on the back for relaxing. You see how deep she can bring her legs without any extra power, just from the gravity. And this is far from being on the floor. Everybody wants to have a straight line. And this is one of the major problems, because you can see now the muscles will not help us. We make here a little bit test. First, she puts her legs together. She has a lot of power in the adductor group, no problem. But when you see now, I put my hands on the outside and say open, she's not able to doing it because the opposite muscle group is weak. That means we cannot use this muscle group to actively open the straddle split. It's not possible. We need passive stretching. And passive stretching is good for a lot of things, but it always means you have to work very controlled. And it's necessary that you did it a few times, that you are experienced in what you do, so that you cannot harm your student. And here we will now see the difference between just opening the legs naturally without any pressure. Now you will see how deep we can come when I push carefully a little bit more and more and more. We will see in this issue that there are two things we have to focus on. One thing is the push, the power you need that the muscles really stretch. The other thing will be how we can save our knee construction, because our knees are very weak and they can be harmed very quickly, and you will see what we do against that. So first of all, now we see, okay, we will open now the legs naturally, and now comes the pressure, and I press under the knees so that the knees will not bend sideways. And you see now with a little bit pressure from me, very slowly, not dynamic, just going down with very controlled force. You can see that we go deeper and deeper. And now the legs come a little bit back, so there is a natural resistance in the muscles. Without power, without weights, they are always coming a little bit back. This is completely normal. So, and now in the second run, we can see that we go deeper. And the aim is that we go so deep that we reach with our feet the floor. Then we are really in a fully straddle split. And you can see here now we are coming closer and closer to this point. The line is now really straight. She's breathing very controlled, very concentrated. Always when I push, she tries to breathe out. That makes everything a little bit easier. The breathing is always a very necessary thing here. So, okay. And then in between, a little bit relaxing so that the muscles get back into their neutral, normal position. And so we can reach this position now. So as next, we will see how it works when she works with herself. So you have one chance, you can pull with your hands and your arms, you can pull a little bit. The next thing is you can also use a little bit dynamic bouncing, but be really careful if you go into dynamics. You must really know your muscles well. If you do it too much, you can pull a muscle. So only if you are really a little bit experienced I would say do it like that. For her, it's no problem. She is very experienced, so she knows what she does. If you do it, be careful with bouncing. So we change now back from her, from what she is doing now, going back to the passive stretch of the coach. And here you always see we go a little bit deeper, and I never do bouncing when I push because I have enough power to really open the muscles. I don't need any bounce or dynamic move. All right, so at the end, the same thing, going back to relax, muscles coming into the neutral position. This is really something which works fine. So, and you will see that I never will bend, I will push at the outside where the ankles are or the feet are, because then a big part of my power would go to the knee construction and bend the knees sideways. This is not what we want. Okay, now we go one step further. That means we want to go into the oversplit position. So we need something under the butt, that the butt is a little bit higher up. And now you can see, if you look, the line of the leg, now it's straight, and now it's becoming a little bow, so it's a little bit oversplitted. And this is what we want to reach, because if you want to have an easy full split, you need oversplit. It's the same with the front splits. You just have a really relaxed front split if you can do a little bit oversplit. It's a simple thing. It is like that. So here also we're going deeper and deeper. So meanwhile you see it's really clearly a visible oversplit with Coco. All right, so same thing, relaxing a little bit. And after this, then we will change into the position which is more typical for the straddle split, and going from the upside, from the standing position into it. This is what you really can use on stage, or you will use in some of your choreographies you do. So this is the training situation, laying on the back, being fully relaxed so that you can concentrate even on. It hurts, of course. The muscle construction is like that it hurts more than front split situation. So you should always be focused on it. And when you control with your mind and your breathing, you can control these things really, really good. And so it's easier to do it. So we will change now on to turning around and going from the upside. First of all, just flat on the floor. For her, it's no big deal. You see, her body weight makes it possible that she's laying on the floor. I correct a little bit that the line is really straight. This is sometimes problematic that you can see it by yourself, that you're really straight. Now you see a really strange thing. This is the knee thing. You see, when I put a 8 centimeters block under her foot, and now you look from the front side, you will see the foot is in the air, but the knee is still on the floor. What does it mean? There is no extra bending in the muscle group, but there is a sideway bending in the knee construction, and this is absolutely not good. How does it come from? It's typical for very soft people. Soft people have soft ligaments, and that means you can bend the knee sideways, but it's not made for it, and it's absolutely unhealthy if you do it a longer time. So you see, there is no more effect in the stretch, just in the side bending of the leg, and this is completely what we not do. So we go away from it, put the block away from under the foot, and we will make it in another way so that we have a really controlled stretch and a completely straight leg. How can we do this? It's very simple. We stay with the block on it, but we have as an extra some some of my flexi plates under the knee. So the flexi plates have the half height of the block under the foot. So the foot is 8 centimeters, the flexi plates are 4 centimeters, and the butt is 0 on the floor. And we do it also on the other side, and then we have a real safe situation in doing straddle oversplits, because now my power when I push goes really in the muscles and it doesn't go into the knees. The other thing is, you see, when I stop pushing, her body weight is not high enough, no heavy enough to put the butt really completely flat on the floor. This is really typical because there is the muscle resistance. So the butt goes a little bit up from the floor. If you want to make it better and you do alone like this, you can do it. Put some weights on the butt, like this typical 5 kilo weights from weightlifting. You can lay beside you, put it on the butt, so it pushes you a little more down. Better is you have someone who pushed careful, so it makes it easier. at least before we go higher and higher and higher in the second video I will show you, we will also here make a little bit of combination. And you can see how with someone who is professional as Coco, we can combine backbending stuff with straddle split. Before we combine it, I always check that she's really in straight line, that everything is fine, that the pressure goes perfectly through the body and the floor. Then you see that I push a little bit more in the upper back. That means that the power is not going in the lower back. And with my right hand, I help a little bit to lever the body backwards into the deep backbend. The chin is something you can really use for it because it's a strong thing. When your mouth is closed and your teeth are together, it's not a big deal. You can do it like that. So this is the way we can combine it, and you see the knees are looking forward. Everything is flat on the floor. We are in the perfect situation, and we see more in part 2, so stay tuned and have fun with my channel Flexyart Contortion.